How's it going, everybody? So with the fall savings sale and the under $15 sale both coming to an end tonight, I figured that maybe Sony and the PlayStation Store would take a bit of an off week or something like that because the Halloween sale is still running and there's still a ton of deals, and I figured, why not let things reset, bring things back down and then bring some new sales next week. Well, boy, was I wrong, because we have the Essential Pick sale as well as the Games Under $20 sale. I have it filtered to full games, game bundles, and premium editions just so we can avoid the DLCs. I'm pretty sure there's some crossover with the sales because that's what they do now. They kind of just stealthily started doing that as far as the PlayStation Store sales go, but there's over 1,500 deals available as far as I'm looking at it with the Essential Pick sale, and then 1,430 with the Games Under $20 sale. So there's definitely some titles that are exclusive to each, I would imagine, but let's first look at the Essential Picks sale. Right off the top, we have Star Wars Jedi Survivor Deluxe Edition, 30% off for $63. Now, after tonight, the base game is gonna not be on sale anymore. That's a part of the fall savings sale. You should absolutely get the base game over the Deluxe Edition. Jedi Survivor's Deluxe Edition is one of the biggest ripoffs I've seen as far as a, Special Edition Deluxe Editions go, because it's $20 more expensive, and you would think with a $20 price hike, you would actually get, some sort of bonus content that is sizable, whether it be a season pass, whether it be, extra content, extra missions, whatever the case may be. In this game, it's literally just cosmetics, like literal cosmetic content. Like, get out of here. $63 for that is whack, and $90 for that was insane. But EA gonna EA. The standard edition is $45.49 until tonight, so I would certainly recommend to get that. It's funny, because Jedi Survivors Deluxe Edition and Resident Evil 4 Remakes Special Edition, I think, is some of the worst Special Edition content this year, but at the same time, I guess that's better, because why would you want to lock away meaningful content behind Special Edition? So, it's a couple of different ways to look at it, and both those games are frontrunners for Game of the Year, in my opinion. Like a Dragon Ishin Deluxe Edition is down to $35. This is an RGG title. If you like RGG games, you can check this one out. However, there's another one that the Deluxe Edition doesn't have a lot of notable content. It's just a bunch of in-game items and things, but the base game is on sale for $36. The Digital Deluxe is actually $1 cheaper, so figure that one out. So, if you want to check that out, go for it. Dead Island 2 is 30% off for $49. That's way too pricey, given that Gamefly has had that physically for pretty much in the bargain bin, close to the bargain bin, I think sub $30. So, I would go that route. Resident Evil Village for $16 is a really, really good deal. Now, obviously, at this stage of the game, you probably want to go with the Gold Edition, but if you're okay with just picking up the base game, RE Village is a fantastic game and was one of my favorite games of 2021. Now, the Gold Edition is on sale until November the 2nd as a part of the Halloween sale, and that's $19.99, and I would say that's very much worth it. Remember that with RE Village, you also get the VR component to the game, so if you have VR too, Resident Evil Village is certainly a game you'd want to check out with the VR component attached to it. You don't have to play it in VR, but Resident Evil in VR is pretty sick, so I would recommend it on that end. Assassin's Creed Valhalla Complete Edition is $42. That sounds expensive, but it does include a lot of bonus content. The Complete Edition specifically includes Dawn of the Ragnarok, the Season Pass, the Legend of Beowulf Quest, Wrath of the Druids, the Siege of Paris, and the Ultimate Pack. All of that for $42. If you like the new style Assassin's Creed games, you'll probably enjoy it. Obviously, I've been pretty vocal about the fact that they are not my cup of tea, but, yeah, that is not going to apply to everybody. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the base game, and Immortals Phoenix Rising, a double pack for $22 is actually pretty good. I didn't enjoy Immortals Phoenix Rising as much as everybody else, but I still thought it was a pretty decent open world game and definitely a little bit different than what Ubisoft regularly puts out. There was a sequel in development. I believe it's been canceled at this point, so it is what it is. That was a game that hit the bargain bin so quickly. And then Valhalla, like we just talked about it with the Complete Edition, Valhalla was actually one of the Assassin's Creed titles, the newer Assassin's Creed games that I ended up kind of enjoying. I still hate how colossal these games are, but, I'm a sucker for the Viking setting, so obviously that drew me in a little bit. But, yeah, $21.99 as a bundle is pretty good, and you can get Valhalla standalone for $15. Far Cry 6, $15. Game of the Year Edition is $36. There's an anthology bundle with a bunch of titles for $37.49. Demon's Souls Remake, while it is available on PlayStation Plus Extra, $29.39 for that game is pretty damn good. I mean, Demon's Souls is a pretty great game, and if you want to see where From Software really got kicking with the Souls titles, that's a really good remake, and that's done by Blue Point. Blue Point crushes it when it comes to remakes, so, that's gonna be of quality. One Piece Odyssey is down to 30 bucks. I know there's inherently a lot more interest in One Piece these days after the success of the Netflix series, which I really did not see coming, but hey, more power to them. Because I've talked to some friends and they've gotten other people that had no interest in anime or One Piece to watch the One Piece Netflix series, and people are ending up enjoying it. So hey, again, more power to them. They just got renewed for a season 2, so that's pretty cool for that. I've been vocal that I'm not a big One Piece fan. You can't get me to watch whatever it is, 1,000 episodes, but I played One Piece Odyssey earlier this year, and I think one reason why this game shined is because it came out in that early January period, which I think a lot of publishers should take into account, where there is a window in early January where there's not a lot of games coming out. The competition is kind of dry. You're coming off of a lull from the holiday season, and you can drop a game there and it could get some attention. And I feel like One Piece Odyssey was the recipient of a lot of positive attention because of that, because of the lack of competition, and the game ended up turning out really good. Like, I'm not a One Piece fan, and I thought this was a really well-made turn-based JRPG, and if you are a One Piece fan, you're probably gonna enjoy it a lot more, because the huge gimmick to the game is you go back to old sections of One Piece, and they're recreated and a little bit different, and you can, you know, experience those again. But a well-made game, and really did end up enjoying it. It's like a lengthy game too, 35 to 40 hours, so definitely gonna get your money's worth, and if you're a One Piece fan, or just a fan of turn-based JRPGs, you'll probably really like it. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles, the Deluxe Edition, is $28. That's one of the more recent anime that I've actually watched. I've watched season 1 and 2, and I watched the movie. Thought it was pretty good. I mean, the animation is crazy. That is an arena fighter. If you like Demon Slayer, you'll probably enjoy it. But yeah, still kind of pricey, given that it is a little bit on the older side at this point. What else we got? Dragon Ball FighterZ is $9. That is on Plus Extra. Monster Hunter World Iceborne Master Edition is $30. That's a great deal. Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle, that's $30. Attack on Titan is a tremendous anime, although the latter portion is a little bit questionable, but yeah, $30 on that. That game does hold up in price, so that's actually a decent pickup. Watch Dogs Legion is $9. Saints Row Gold Edition of $40.49. Yeah, no way on that one. Like, I didn't even hate Saints Row 2022 as much as most people, but spending $40 on that game is just wild to think about. If even a single person picks up Saints Row Gold Edition for $40 and change, I would be shocked. And I would just question what they're doing, but nonetheless, if you want to buy it, more power to you. You've got Assassin's Creed, the Legendary Collection, that is down to $40. That includes AC4, AC Rogue Remastered, AC Unity, AC Syndicate, AC Origins, and AC Odyssey, so you're running the gamut of a lot of Assassin's Creed games. Check that out if you want to get a lot of content for your dollar, to say the least. Odyssey is $12, Origins is $9. Both games are available on Plus Extra, and Origins Gold Edition is $20. Atomic Heart down to $44.79. That game has a Plus Premium trial. I feel like that's a new edition. I don't recall that game having a trial. I wasn't a big fan of Atomic Heart. A lot of people were, though, so maybe my opinion doesn't hold true with a lot of others, but I thought the dialogue in that game was awful, and I thought the gameplay was fine, but it wasn't anything to write home about. But, you know, that price point is still way too high. Like, if you play that game through Game Pass, you know, that's one thing, but spending $70 initially, or even at $44.79, that's way too much. Stardew Valley, $10.49 on that, pretty decent there. Battlefield 5 is $8. Marvel's Midnight Suns Digital Edition for PS5 is $32. That is the Digital Plus Edition, by the way. Typically goes for $80, so a steep discount on that. Battlefield 1 is $7 for Honor Complete. $20, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is $9. Borderlands The Handsome Collection is $9.99. That's obviously a great pickup. Even if you want to play Borderlands solo, those games are a great time, and I would give them a strong recommendation. Borderlands 2, in my opinion, the best game in the entire series, and they do have the Legendary Collection, which is 60% off for $19.99. That'll include Borderlands 1 Remastered as well, which is a good time to go through that as well. Castle Crashers Remastered, 60% off for $5.99. Now, while I say Borderlands is a fine game to go through solo, Castle Crashers is not that. I would not recommend you to play Castle Crashers solo. This is a game that you absolutely should play with a couple of friends, but it is a great time. It has aged so gracefully. It's got a great cartoon art style and just a fun beat 'em up that doesn't take itself too seriously. $6 for that is pretty good. Just get some buddies to pick it up as well. Middle-earth Shadow of War is $7.49. That is on Plus Extra, as is The Division 2, and that's $9. Assassin's Creed, the Ezio Collection, is $12. I mean, the Ezio trilogy is tremendous, and everybody should play it. AC2 still holds up pretty well, and for a lot of people, is the best game in the Assassin's Creed franchise. I side with Assassin's Creed 4, but you know, if AC2 is your favorite, more power to you. And if you've never played the trilogy, or you played them on PS3 and you want to revisit them, Ezio Collection's a great way to do so. Division 2 Warlords of New York is also $24, which is pretty decent if you want to get into Division 2. Kingdom Hearts All-in-One package actually getting a little bit cheaper. 60% off for $39.99. Hey, if you want to check out all the Kingdom Hearts games, that's not a bad price. It does go on sale on Amazon for like 30 bucks flat, but 40 is like kind of acceptable. It was going for like $60 for a while because it got a release on Xbox, and then I guess they appreciated the price point on all platforms, or maybe it was after the Epic Game Store release. I don't know, but at $40, that's a little bit more palatable. This includes everything outside of the Remind DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3. So what you get is Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, and Kingdom Hearts 3. 1.5, I believe, includes Kingdom Hearts 1, Raid Chain of Memories, and then 2.5 includes Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep. 2.8 includes Dream Drop Distance and a smaller episode, and then you get Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. I might be forgetting some things. There's like cutscenes. There's just a lot of stuff in this, a lot of content, so definitely check that out. If you've never played Kingdom Hearts or you want them on PS4, that's a pretty decent pickup. Forspoken Digital Deluxe Edition is 60% off for $38. Now, bear in mind that does include the Intanta We Trust expansion or DLC, but 38 bucks for that is still way too expensive. Like I've said, 15 to 20 bucks at max for Forspoken. There's some good elements to it, but there's also a lot of shortcomings with that game. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, 70% off for $7.49. I like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but like I've said before, I don't take fighting games too seriously these days. Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown, $9.59. Obviously, that's a fantastic deal. Great action flight title, great soundtrack in that as well. Not crazy about the Ace Combat narrative, but you get into that for the gameplay. And then the Top Gun Maverick Edition is 15 bucks. Dragon Age Inquisition Game of the Year, $9.99 for that. That's great. Really one of the first great PS4 RPGs. Kind of got outpaced by Witcher 3, which released like 6 months after it, but what can you do? Inquisition is still a pretty good game, and really, it was probably BioWare's last great game outside of the Mass Effect Trilogy re-release, but yeah, $9.99 on that, pretty good. Prototype 2 is 6 bucks. I enjoyed Prototype 2. Obviously, Prototype was always compared to Infamous, and that wasn't going to turn out well. Prototype is a step behind Infamous, but you know, it's still a fun game and definitely does a good job of making you feel like an overpowered superhero. Like, and I say that in the best way possible. Like, they do a good job with that. Visually, it's nothing to write home about. It's actually pretty bad in that regards, but $6 is a good deal for Prototype 2. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated is 12 bucks. Way of the Hunter, 24. Street Fighter V Champion is on sale. What else we got? Persona 5 OG is 8 bucks. I mean, that's an okay deal. Soul Calibur 6, $9.59. Titanfall 2, $3.99. Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered is $9.99. Tales of Arise is $30. It's still kind of pricey. I mean, they bumped down the price point of that recently to $39.99, but GameStop's literally got physical copies of that for 5 bucks. If you can find some other stuff, get some free shipping. Recommend you to go that way. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, 33% off for $26.79. That's actually a pretty decent deal given that you get Ninja Gaiden 1 through 3, Sigma 1 and 2, and then Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. Games absolutely show their age, have some wonky camera angles and things like that, but overall still pretty solid action titles. You know, maybe one day they'll do a Ninja Gaiden 4. I've been hoping for that for a long time now, and I just don't know if it'll ever come to fruition, but we can keep hoping. The Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie. A nice discount on this, 25% off for $44.99. Now, this just came out back in July. These games tend to hold up in price, but obviously, you know, you don't just jump into Trails into Reverie. You guys already know the deal. You gotta play at least Trails from Cold Steel, but I would recommend you to play the Crossbell Arc as well, which just got ported to PlayStation as well. And those games are pretty solid, albeit do show their age, given that they were initially PSP games. Legend of Heroes is probably the JRPG franchise with the best world building, in my opinion. And, you know, it's got to have good world building, given that there's just a lot of games in the franchise, but the story is executed pretty damn well. There's aspects of it that, you know, don't click with me all the time, but for the most part, it's a really, really well-done JRPG franchise. Risk of Rain 2 is $6.24. That game is great, a little bit challenging, a little bit frustrating at times, but definitely a good time there. Devil May Cry 5 and Virgil is $9.89. Hunt Showdown is 12 bucks. That is going to be getting a PS5 upgrade, hopefully in the near future. I believe in early 2024, so be on the lookout for that. Yakuza Like a Dragon is $15, and then Like a Dragon Legendary Hero Edition is $18. Like a Dragon is available on Plus Extra, but obviously we have Infinite Wealth coming out. Now wouldn't be a bad time to check out Like a Dragon. Obviously, this game is also a bit of a gameplay shift from the other RGG titles, but it's still pretty damn good in that regard. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered, $4 is great. Not much of a remastered release, but, you know, Hot Pursuit was a great game back in 2010, and it's still a great game today. Assassin's Creed Syndicate is $9. I think that game is criminally underrated. I just think it had the unfortunate fate of being released after Assassin's Creed Unity, which disappointed a lot of people, but thought Syndicate was damn good, man, and I would definitely check it out. Soul Hackers 2 is $21. I think that game is super underrated as well. I thought it was a solid JRPG. Is it perfect? No, some of the dungeon design in that game is super, super questionable and not great, but the story is incredibly captivating. The soundtrack is great. The main character in Ringo is awesome. One of the best main characters of last year, in my opinion. One of the better JRPG main characters in recent memory. $21 for that is great, and there is a digital premium edition for $27 if you do want to check that out. You've got Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fueled, and Spyro, the game bundle, $26.24. It would be better if it was a, you know, Insane Trilogy and Spyro bundle. I believe they do have that. Is that on sale right now? Okay, so they have a Trilogy bundle, but that stuff's not on sale, which is a bummer. But, yeah. If you want CTR, I mean, you can check that out as well. Persona 3 Portable is 35% off for $13. That's actually pretty good. It's just the only thing is people are looking forward to Persona 3 Reload, so I don't know if you want to check that out. I mean, 13 bucks is pretty good. It is getting a limited run games release soon, so you can check it out physically if you want. And Reload is going to be $70, so I know some people are a little bit hesitant in dropping 70 bucks on that, so that is totally understandable. 13 for Portable, a more streamlined experience, obviously initially designed for the PSP. You know, not a bad price there. Doom 2016 is $5, that's obviously great. My Hero 1's Justice 2 Deluxe Edition is $15. Pretty solid deal there for that game. That game is also a significant improvement upon the first one. And if you're a fan of My Hero Academia, if you like the Naruto Storm style gameplay, you'll enjoy that as well. Watch Dogs 2 is $7.49. That recently got pulled from Plus Extra, so not a bad time to check that out, and I think Watch Dogs 2 is pretty underrated. I think the story is kind of mid, but and the tone of the game isn't great, but overall I thought it was an improvement upon the first game. Red Dead Revolver is $9. Obviously not at the level of Redemption or Redemption 2, but some people want to check that out, so go for it. Biomutant is $14, which is actually a pretty decent deal. This is a game that had a lot of hype and anticipation attached to it because it was done by a new studio in Experiment 101, but that studio was composed of people that had worked on like Just Cause and pretty notable titles, and Biomutant just aesthetically looked great. It had this cool post-apocalyptic world setting, and definitely had some shortcomings, but I liked aspects of the game. I thought the gameplay was enjoyable, I thought the customizability was great, and it does have a PS5 upgrade, improving the game quite a bit. You're not paying $60 anymore. $14 is a much more acceptable price point, and I would check it out at this price point. It was a Plus Essential title not that long ago, and there's a trial on Plus Premium as well. Scarlet Nexus is $12. That's on Plus Extra, but that's a great deal. Very well done JRPG by Bandai Namco and that team. Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered is $9. Metro Exodus Gold Edition is $8. Fairly good deal there, obviously, with the DLC and the PS5 upgrade. Really solid pickup, but do play Metro 2033 and Last Light first if you have the opportunity. Bayonetta is $7.49. It's so lame that we'll never get Bayonetta 2 and 3 on other platforms, but I believe Nintendo published those titles, so yeah, keep hoping for that one, and it probably won't come to fruition. Star Ocean: The Divine Force is $30. That's on Plus Extra. I wouldn't be paying $30 for that at this stage. Sifu is $19.99 for the premium edition. That's a really, really great pickup. Sifu just had its final update as well. Really solid deal there. Definitely give that a recommendation. A more challenging title, but definitely one to check out. Signalist, 20% off for $16 as well. Very, very trippy horror game there. 20% off, not a sizable discount, but that's a fairly recent release, so that's a little bit more understandable. Yakuza Remastered Collection is $12. That's Yakuza 3, 4, and 5, so, you know, you got some work to do if you want to get up to that, but yeah, after you played 0, Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, jump into the Remastered Collection. It's Yakuza's an undertaking. The RGG titles, if you want to play all of them, it's just an undertaking sometimes. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion Digital Deluxe Edition is $42. This is another meme digital deluxe release. It included an original mini soundtrack and an original art book for $20 extra. Yeah, get the hell out of here with that one. But yeah, Crisis Core is great, but that price point is way too high. Valkyrie Elysium Digital Deluxe Edition. This might be one of the sleeper deals in the entire sale. 60% off for $29.99. Now, why is this a great deal? Because not only do you get Valkyrie Elysium here, which is a decent action RPG, but you also get Valkyrie Valkyrie Profile Lenneth, the port of the PSP game, which I believe was a remaster of the PS1 release, and you get that on PS4 and 5. You know, essentially you're getting each game for 15 bucks, and I would say that's a pretty damn good deal. Valkyrie Elysium was a little bit disappointing, but there's still aspects I liked. I thought the gameplay was enjoyable, visuals weren't great, narrative wasn't that great, soundtrack was really good, and that kind of goes without saying with the Square Enix JRPG release. But yeah, 30 bucks for that, for the digital deluxe. That might fly under the radar a little bit because some people don't know it comes with Lenneth, but yeah, that's a pretty good deal. Temtem is $27. That's okay. Dreams is $8. Kind of criminal that that game, you know, kind of got done dirty in my opinion, but I've been through that song and dance before. Shadow Gambit, The Cursed Crew, that has a premium trial as well, plus premium trial as well. I believe that's new. 20% off for $32. That's done by Mimimi Games, the same guys that brought you Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun. Unfortunately, this will be their last game, and this game was received really well. I still got to get around to it, but yeah, 20% off on that. Anthem is $3, Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition is $7.49, Klonoa Fantasy Reverie Series is $14.79. That is a great set of platformers. I don't know how those games, or how this collection did commercially, but that's always been the story of Klonoa. They've been well-done games, but they've been kind of disappointments from a commercial side of things. Hopefully, you know, that collection did well. But sub 15 bucks for that is quite good. Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 1 is $19.99. Guys, if you're a JRPG fan, I highly recommend you to start Legend of Heroes. There's a lot of debate on how you should play the games. Ideally, yes, I agree. You should play the Sky Trilogy first, then the Crossbow Arc, then Trails of Cold Steel, but we don't live in a perfect world. The Sky Trilogy isn't even available on PS4 or 5. You know, if you have literally a toaster of a laptop, you can play that game. It's not any hard to run. So if you want to go through it sequentially, like obviously do it that way. If you want to jump right into Trails of Cold Steel, this might sound like blasphemy to some Legend of Heroes fans, but I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. But yeah, $19.99 for Cold Steel 1 is great, and it's a great franchise to get into. Trails to Azure is on sale. That's $29.99, but you save 5% more if you are a Plus Essential subscriber, excuse me. So it would be 28 bucks. That's pretty good. Catherine Full Body Edition for $8. That's another banger of a deal. Definitely recommend that. The initial $50 price tag was a little high, but $8 is fantastic. Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch for $9.99. Fantastic deal there. Definitely a great JRPG. Firewatch for $4.99. That game had a ton of buzz around it, I feel, in early 2016. It was a little bit of a debated topic given the game's short nature and everything like that. But man, the art style in that game was fantastic, and it's an incredibly engrossing narrative. Obviously more of an exploration walking sim style game rather than, you know, any action gameplay or anything like that, but $5 for that is great. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory is $9.59. Decent deal there. Neon White for 15 bucks is great. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game complete edition, is $4.94. Yakuza 0 is $6. Judgment is $14. It's on Plus Extra, but $14 for the PS5 version of Judgment. That's disgustingly good, and Judgment's an awesome game. You could make the argument that Judgment is RGG's best game. Like, I don't think that's a stretch. That game's story is incredibly gripping. Soundtrack is great, and English voice acting I thought was really good. I know some people are gonna be like, why would you listen to the English voice acting? But yeah, Judgment's English voice acting I thought was really well done. Journey is $7.49, Tales of Berseria $9.99, obviously a great deal there as well. So yeah, we've been going on for a while now. There's just a ton of good stuff. Control $7.49, Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero is 28 bucks. That's the first game in the Crossbow Arc. Gris is $4.24, awesome deal there. Ease 8, seeing that as well for $24. So yeah, you get the idea. There's a lot of good stuff. From what I can see of the games under $20 sale, it's a lot of the retreads, but I'll have a gander at all of it, and we'll bring you guys our typical stuff. And be on the lookout for that over the course of the rest of this week, next week, and until the end of the sale. But that'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.